Ladies, gentlemen, welcome back. And today we have a new player video. On stream I get asked a lot, what seasons should I unlock? And so this is sort of what spurred me to make this video. Because it's very important, the seasonal units, very important to get them unlocked. And especially when you're going from 1 to 100, that is your key time to get things unlocked. Because you're playing against mostly AI, there are some players in there, but because the player counts are low, they normally are 3 real players aside and they fill the rest out with AI. That seems like a bad thing, and a lot of people will rush to level 100. That is not a good idea, because then you end up getting to 100 with no troops and you get shoved into lobbies with people with full warbands, full barracks, sorry, and you'll struggle a little bit. So this is on the best seasons to unlock, and I think we'll do a few of them, and we'll go from there. We'll just go through the best ones to potentially unlock and for what reasons. So I hope you enjoy, and let's get into it. So to get to these, you just press F5 and then go to seasonal challenges. Now, when you select a season, it doesn't make you fade away into an older season or anything like that. You're literally there to unlock the unit. And to now get into a season, you just click on it and then click Start Season Challenge. And that will just mean that whenever you killing something or stuff, you'll be progressing on this season. That's great. Now, there's a lot of good units and there's a lot of average units. And obviously the average units had their time in the sun, and it's now just sort of, there's better units out there. Some seasons also come with a weapon. So you've got Dynasty that comes with a pike. So you will be unlocking the pike as well as units. Scorpio over here comes with the Dart Scimitar. And the Soldiers of Fortune Season 3 comes with the Maul that you'll be unlocking as you unlock. So let's get into the first season that I think you could potentially, if the units seem like something you'd be interested in, what I would go for wise. And I must say, this is not just to go for one. This list is going to be for a season you can stay in because it has multiple good units, not just because it's got one that's right at the end that means you need to get 2 not so good units to get the good unit. We can do that later on in time. Because you're a new player, we are just trying to get you a solid barracks with a decent amount of units. So the first one we're going to go for is Season 5. It's Legacy of Fire. This has a very good assortment of units, especially early on. But a bit of a higher skill cap with stuff like Zycalian Militia. Stalwarts are a good staple and add then they're not top tier, but they're pretty good. Paladins can be good. And flamethrowers are good, again, high skill cap. So this is going to be our first one. What I would say with this one is, if you're going to unlock this one, I would say just do the Zycalian Militia, get them done, and then get the Stalwarts done, and then move on. For now. When you are a bit more experienced, then I'd say go for the Paladins and then eventually the flamethrowers. But for now, just the Zycalian Militia and the Stalwarts. Shouldn't take you too long, especially at that lower level, being able to work through. The main thing to do is whenever you're in a battle or when you leave a battle, check your challenges. And let's say one says to kill 200 troops with artillery. Well, in a low level battle, there's a lot of AI running around. Grab yourself a cannon, or if you have maybe a Scorpion or something like that, and start peppering troops. Win or lose, you still get the challenge done. So the main thing, focus on challenges. The second one I would suggest doing would be the Wolves of Ragnarok. Now, this season you've got Sons of Fenrir, easily one of the best blue units in the game. Really good hero killer, a lot of damage out very quickly. Move them over to somebody's unit, press 2, and it will wipe out a lot of troops. Very squishy, but yeah, very good. And then secondly, you get Berserkers. This is a very small unit, but in the right situations, they can be really devastating. And the best thing is they're kind of self-reliant, because when they build up rage, and when you use their main ability, they heal at the same. They heal, so it means you can actually avoid having to send them back to the supply point quite a lot to heal up. so you can sustain with them quite nicely. And then following that, you've got the Shield Maidens that are a really big staple once you get into the main battles and sort of the main lobbies with all players. You'll see a lot of these girls running around. They are very good. Really nice to play, especially on a heavy armor. If you can support these girls as a heavy armor, you know, short sword, long sword, maul, poleaxe, and you're there and you run in front of them and knock down something, knock down the front of a shield wall or knock down your enemy's troops, these girls come in and will just clear the rest up for you. So that is number 2. Number 3 is an interesting one because, again, you've got 2 things that are going to be really nice to unlock here. But then you've got some that are obviously a little bit lackluster. So the blue unit, the Quarterly Guard, they used to be quite good and they're not bad, especially with the seal system. Seal system basically means at the start of a new season for the first 2 weeks we can only use blue units, and then past that it's only blue and purples, and then eventually everything's unlocked and you can use all your goldens and everything. So they can be quite good, but they do get dominated a little bit by better things like Sons of Fenrir and stuff like that. But the main thing we're going for here is Fortebraccios. Fortebraccios in main lobbies you'll see everywhere. They are a staple. They are probably one of the best units in the game in terms of usability to do everything. Fortebraccios are definitely worth unlocking. This would probably be one of the main ones I would say to go towards, just because they're the longest pikes. They are really, really good. And then following that, you've got Falconated Gunners. Again, niche gameplay, but really worth having later on in game. Following that, you also at the same time will be unlocking Maul. That again is an advantage, especially at the moment where Maul is doing very, very well. So if you're into your heavy armors, this could be a really good one to start unlocking, because you can get your Maul on the way to being unlocked. You've got your Falconettis. Pavis crossbowmen you can buy on the honor store for honor, 25,000 honor, but you might, you could get a bit of the way to get them. They're not that great at this current point in time, but if you go through the list, what would be good is you're also, while you're unlocking the Falconettis and whatever, you're also getting unit medals to level units up. That's quite nice. I wouldn't probably stick around to go the whole way with these guys though. I would most likely for this sort of season 3, I would just stay until you've unlocked the Fortebraccios. I wouldn't bother going to the to their Pacific Doctrine. Just do their three stages and then get them, put some doctrines on them, and you'll have a great time. Number 4, and now this is a bit of a newer one. This is Scorpio. This was a pretty interesting season, and again this comes with another weapon that you can unlock if you're into your light armor, into your more assassination type of gameplay. Now the main thing we're working towards for this is the camels. Technically it's a cav, but it's more of an anti-cav. It's like a pike on a camel. So yeah. It's definitely worth unlocking. It's very easy to get a lot of kills, especially if they're running a lot of cav around with these guys. So with this, I would probably advise just doing the 2. The Jangjus are really, really good, especially in the seal system. They are just dagger throwers. They do a great job. Can be a bit fiddly to use and run out of ammunition very quickly, but nonetheless very good and kind of a good one to have in your barracks. But the main one we're going for is the camels. These bad boys are so good. They are really good, really worth having, and especially in the games where you know a lot of calves coming out, you bring your camels and you'll wipe out, 20, 30 cav before these guys take a lot of damage. So, yeah. Now, the last one I'm going to suggest is obviously the current season we're in. This is Eternal, and essentially every single unit on here is really, really viable. You start off with a relatively decent blue unit. It's going to be a good one to have in the barracks for the seal system, and yeah, it does very decent damage, a lot of burn damage. They don't have much health, but they get the job done, and yeah, they're definitely worth having. And then following that, we have the Crescent Monks, and if you I don't know if you've seen any videos with these guys. They are very, very good. They spin to win. If you play them properly, you can look at getting a lot of kills with them. So a definite must-have. I would imagine there might be a nerf for them coming in the next season. But as it stands currently, these are very good. But if you're watching this video and we're already in the season past this, then I would just refer to the other ones I've said and go for them, because they wouldn't have changed too much by now. These guys have been very dominant, as well as their YOLO cavalry, as it's been known, that basically destroys everything. That I would really imagine these guys would have been nerfed if you're watching this in the next season. But if they haven't been, then great. This is a really, really solid season to unlock. Everything is very viable. Everything's very good. And I would say with this season, go right the way up to the YOLO Cav. But yeah, so that is it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the seasons I would suggest to look into. The rest of them, I would say stay away from. The only ones I would say you could potentially go to, because I was trying to make sure there was more than one that was necessarily decent in there. The Colosseum is good, but Regeneria are quite niche to play. They are good, but like every legendary unit, they are good, but there is just better out there. You know, Shield Maidens, that sort of thing, much more easy to play and easier to be good with. The only one I would say if you have a chance in this season would be to get the Marmalades, the Roman shields. These bad boys are very good, so that is one to have a look into getting. But apart from that, they're blue, the Demicherii, whatever they're called, they are good too, but the Sons of Fenrir will kill these easily. So, yeah, this is sort of an afterthought season in terms of to grab your Marmalades. It's just a lot to go through these and then unlock these, where in the other ones, at least if you're unlocking 2 units, you're getting them all as well. So it just depends on what your priorities are, really. The other one that's decent in terms of to do is the Blood of the Empire, and Janissaries would be the only ones I would say to work towards in these. The Janissaries are a very, very good blue musket unit. So again, nice and easy. Just you only need to do one, but in terms of value, there's no value in you going for any of these. So be on the ball. So once you have these unlocked, change seasons. The Sealadars are good, but they're just not great. Azaps are terrible. Stompy Cav, yeah, not that great. So yeah, that's why we've kind of avoided that one. And then coming from Season 2, the first season that there's units unlocked, you could probably just get away with unlocking Namcams if you want them, but Fire Archers on the unit tree are kind of better than these now, so they're kind of outdated. So yeah, Tyranny, again, this is probably one that I probably should have put on the list, but it's if I'm just going with what I put on there, this would be again an afterthought. Outriders, incredibly good, worth having, and then Axe Raiders are pretty solid. So yeah, and Shenjis are good, but you can get these from the unit tree. You can get these with honor, so there's no point wasting your time getting to the end of those. So yeah, this is a solid one, but not, I would say the other ones I've suggested are better to get early days and then come to these later. And then Scottish season, no, not worth it. French season, not worth it. Helheim, not worth it. So yeah, I hope this helped, guys, and I will see you in the next one.